Hi everyone, it's Lindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over the results of a test that I did in my eBay store. So there are a lot of strategies that sellers use when it comes to listing and selling their items on eBay, and I get a lot of reoccurring questions about the use of eBay's promoted listings feature and if I personally use it and if it's worth the money that you pay in ad rates to get your listings sponsored by eBay. If you've never heard of eBay promoted listings before, it's basically a way to advertise your products and have better search placement by paying eBay an extra fee to have your listing as sponsored. So I had tried eBay promoted listings years ago when it was first made available, and I wasn't really a huge fan of it. I didn't like having to pay extra fees when I figured I could do other little things to try to have better search placement, like better keywords, better pictures, listing refreshes, running sales, doing all of those things that I'm always talking about with you guys. So I just never really used promoted listings, and it had been so long, I figured that I would run a little bit of a test in my eBay store to see if I would get different results than I had years ago. So I put my own store at risk. Spoiler alert, it did not go well. I started promoted listings yesterday. Yesterday, like up until bedtime, I barely had anything going on in my store. I think promoted listings was on for about 8 or 9 hours, and I finally got 2 sales, and they were small sales. And I even think that those sales were offers that I had sent out a couple of days ago, and someone accepted the best offer like right before the deadline. So I don't even think that they were related to promoted listings. But then I am happy to report that I got a bunch of sales overnight, which is really expected. Usually I'll get 1 or 2, but in this case I got like 7. I don't think that they were all new sales though. I'm looking at them right now. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it looks like only 4 of them actually sold with promoted listings. And you know that because it'll say here, it'll say sold via promoted listing. There's only 4 here that have that. So the other ones I think were ones that people were already watching or offers that were accepted and they finally just paid. So that should essentially mean that 5 of the 9 sales that I had were sold already, someone just paid, or perhaps someone was watching the item and decided to buy it and they didn't necessarily buy through promoted listings. Now, one of the 4 items that sold via promoted listings, so now these razors here, these Gillette Profusion 5 razors, razors sell quick for me anyway, but the Fusion cartridges always sell lightning speed. I listed 2 packs yesterday. I have sold 1 on promoted listings, and then I've gotten like 3 or 4 different offers on the second one. That one I have no doubt would have sold without promoted listings. So part of me is kind of a little upset that I'm having to pay extra because I know that those would have sold not being promoted. So that's one of the downsides to promoted listings, I guess, because I know that I would have sold it anyway, but now eBay gets an extra fee. So after 24 hours, 4 packages have sold via promoted listings. 5 are going out that were not promoted. 1 full day down, 6 more to go. So I have had promoted listings running for 4 total days now, and unfortunately I have to report it hasn't gotten much better. I only have 10 packages to do this Sunday. 10 is excruciatingly low. Like 10, for me to have only 10 packages on a Sunday afternoon from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning sales, that's almost like, I've been doing promoted listings for 6 full days. I have 6 packages going out today. 3 are from promoted listings. You're probably thinking that I'm being dramatic when I say that I killed my eBay store, but I promise you, promoted listings killed my eBay store. But I will add that the act of turning promoted listings on was not likely the cause of killing my eBay store,
but it was the sequence of events that I used that actually killed my eBay store. And that's why I wanted to talk about it more in detail and not just come on here and go, nobody use promoted listings, you'll kill your eBay stores, don't do it. That's just fear mongering. And I'm not about to do that because I do know firsthand that other sellers do have success with promoted listings. So I wanted to tell you exactly how I utilized promoted listings and why I suspect it was the downfall of my eBay store over the last week. And if you appreciate the fact that I put my own eBay store at risk just to let you guys know if promoted listings could be worth it or not, all I ask is that you hit that thumbs up button. That lets me know that you appreciate whenever I try things like this, just so that you don't have to. So over the last couple of years, I've grown accustomed to certain daily routines in my eBay store to drive traffic. I run lots of sales, I'll do promotions, I'll price competitively, I'll do pictures that I think stand out amongst a sea of stock photos. So the idea that I had is the use of eBay's promoted listings and paying an extra fee to have your listing sponsored going to completely eliminate the need to run constant sales, do listing refreshes, and stress over being super active in your eBay store just to have your listings be at the top of search. So for this test, I simply stopped everything else that I was doing and only promoted my listings for 1 week. And that is what killed my eBay store. The test that I did in my eBay store over the last 7 days with promoted listings showed me that you can't rely on promoted listings alone. You still have to do all of that other stuff that I preach all the time. The things like ending listings and selling similar, doing edits to refresh, running a sale every single day, offering something like a buy two, get one 50% off sale. What the last 7 days has shown me is that you cannot rely on promoted listings alone to sell your merchandise. You have to use it in conjunction with other things. So I'm actually going to take you into my eBay account and show you what the promoted listing sales were. So let's go on over there right now and I'm gonna show you exactly what happened to my sales over this last week. So I started the promoted listings test on Wednesday, September the 9th and ended it on Tuesday, September the 15th. And so this is what this looks like. There was a little over 300,000 impressions. My click-through rate was very, very, very small. That's probably the lowest click-through rate I think I've ever seen. So that was a real bummer. My sales conversion was 3.86%. Over the course of the last 7 days, I sold 21 items that were promoted, leading to $277.89 worth of sales. The average sold rate that I paid was 2.32%. So I paid $6.45 for these 21 sales over the course of the week. But that's only part of the story. That is only what sold as promoted. That's not even counting the rest of the sales that I had that were not promoted. And to me, that's the most interesting part because I promoted every single item in my eBay store, including all of the new items that I listed over the last week. And so let me show you what my total sales were and how many more sales I had that weren't promoted at all. So over that same 7-day period, I actually had a total of $747.55 in sales. 747 versus 277.
Hey everyone, Editing Lindey here. So while I was editing, I realized I forgot to show you what a typical week kind of looks like when it comes to sales. So if we look back here, here's August 5th through August the 11th. So it's the same similar 7-day running sales week, which was a Wednesday to a Tuesday, which is the same kind of day lapse that I did the promoted listings test. See, this $1,800 in sales, $1,805 in sales. That is a little high. It's not exactly typical. So let's look Let's look another week. So we'll look at the 12th through the 18th. Let's see if that's a little, yeah, this is a little bit more typical. So usually I try to go for $1,000 a week in sales. So the fact that with running promoted listings, I still only barely broke $700 in sales. It was so abnormal for my sales to be that low, especially when I was actively listing so many new items. I think the week that I did the promoted listings test, I listed maybe 40 or 50 brand new multi-quantity listings. And so for me to barely have broken $700 in sales, it was just very, very strange. But anyway, back to the video.
So even though I was promoting my entire eBay store, only 1/3 of those sales actually came from promoted listings. Let's just think about that for a minute there. The whole idea of promoting your listings is so that eBay can sell them for you faster. But yet, even though I promoted my entire store and every new item that was listed over the last 7 days, only 1/3 of the total sales that I had were actually from those promoted listings. So what does that tell me? Might tell you something different, but this is what it tells me. It tells me promoted listings really doesn't do much. It tells me that all of the other things that I do all of the time, completely free every single day, provides more of a result than promoted listings. Not only that, but I wasn't even doing that other stuff, and I still made more than double the sales over the course of the week than the promoted listings alone. Because remember, before I was always doing markdown sales, running promotions, sending offers to buyers. That's something I forgot to mention. I stopped sending out offers to buyers. For the last 7 days, all I did was run promoted listings. I didn't do anything else. There was no sales, no promotions, no sending offers to watchers. And it only resulted in $277 worth of sales, which was 1/3 of the total sales that I had over the last 7 days. So to me, that says that doing promoted listings isn't really worth it. That being said, I do think that a lot depends on category and pricing. I do not think that the test that I did for promoted listings is the standard. I don't think that promoted listings is a very good strategy for a seller selling the kind of items the way I'm selling them. And I feel like a lot of the products that I sell, buyers are looking for strictly based on price. So that's why I think that being competitively priced, running markdown sales, and sending offers to watchers, I think that that strategy is beneficial for me because of the kind of merchandise that I'm selling. But I do think that those sellers that are selling items in a more competitive market with more competition in the listing page, I think that those sellers would benefit from promoting their listings. So even though I don't think that running promoted listings alone is going to be a very good strategy for me, I am intrigued enough to do another test. So let me tell you what I plan to do next, and make sure that you're subscribed and ring the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever this video is released. I am intrigued enough to see if running promoted listings coupled with everything else that I normally do to push sales is worth it. I always say that I think it's those sellers that are always using every single tool at their disposal. I think it's those sellers that have the best sell-through rates and they have the best results when it comes to eBay search placement. So, what if doing everything I always do and promoting my listings can make my sales skyrocket? So that's what I'm gonna try next. Starting today is Wednesday, September the 16th. Starting today through the end of September, I am going to throw everything I can at my eBay store. I'm gonna run markdowns, promotions, send offers to watchers, and I'm also going to promote my listings at the trending ad rates to see if I can cause a surge in sales of my eBay store. The thing that I'm going to be looking at here is, are my sales going to go up significantly and make that extra fee I'm paying to eBay worth it? Because if it just gets my sales back to the way they once were, in my opinion, paying an extra ad rate is not going to be worth it. The idea is, can I make my sales go up significantly without doing any additional work just by paying eBay an extra percentage for a sponsored listing? So that's what I'm going to do next. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you can find out the results at the beginning of October to see how this test goes. Now I want to hear from you. Put down in the comments below, do you currently use promoted listings? And if you do you use the trending ad rates? Do you select a different percentage? I know that there are a lot of sellers that will just do flat 1 or 2% on every listing, or they'll do something like 10 or 20% just to be the best. What do you do? Let me know down in the comments below. Also tell me if you've been intrigued enough to try promoted listings yourself. Remember to like this video if you haven't already, and don't forget to check the video description. I will put a lot of useful links in there for you. And again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys with my next video. Bye-bye.